Yep.
And then what's going on?
Exactly.
Got nothing.
Technical difficulties. Oh my
That's the name of
God.
this new show.
Today, coffee with friends. It's technical difficulties. We are live. We're alive.
Alive.
Yeah.
Alive?
Either. Live. Alive. Can you see us there, Bobby?
Not yet. I'm working on it. Now I can. Beth's here watching with you. How do we sound, Beth? We have a new tech guy.
Yeah, got a new tech guy
See if I
on,
can figure
so
this out.
I'm tired of getting the blame put on me all the time. Thought I'd spread that around a little bit. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm behind you guys.
The laptop hasn't even come up yet.
Oh yeah.
Just Bobby's phone.
Hello, Jessica.
It's
Just
just Bobby's
doing
phone.
everything by
Beth
that.
said it sounds good.
Everything's all Bluetoothed into Bobby's phone.
I guess.
And,
Well,
all,
Jessica's here and Beth's here.
and all that foot porn on his
Oh, good
phone's
morning.
gonna pop up into the bing, bing, bing. Oh shit! Where's the button for that?
There's a button.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to b.hive Productions Coffee with Friends. We're here at Apocalypse Studios in Winthrop, Minnesota. Here with my good friends Bobby and Pimo, and we are not caffeinated yet.
Not yet. We're working on it.
Slowly but surely.
Slowly, yeah. We need to get like IV tubes of this shit.
Just a central.
Yep.
Oh, we could share a bag like real friends.
Huh.
You know what'd be cool is then you could try to control it. You try and control it, and then I could like force more into your IV tube or whatever. You're like, oh, what is that? Oh, that was me, buddy. That's from me.
Thanks.
So, good morning, Mom.
Yeah, morning, Mom. Be nice. Mom's on.
Okay, mute my mic.
Yeah, you can't talk anymore.
Yeah, I'm done talking. Anyhow, we are here after Snowmageddon,
What a difference a
right?
week
Yeah.
makes, huh?
Well, just even in the last couple days, because it was
Right.
what 70-something degrees out here in Winthrop
So,
yesterday.
yesterday when we were in New Ulm, it's at 81.
Oh wow.
My
so-
friend in Pipestone said it was 84 degrees.
Wow.
So it's too hot. He was outside working, and he's like, "Oh, it's fucking hot."
And a week ago when we were sitting here, we were like, there was
We barely made it in.
yeah, barely
Yeah.
made it. Yeah, I had to go get you.
You had to
Barely
go
made it,
get me, yeah.
The
So
snow. Yeah.
And now they're saying it might snow today.
it's
But
40.
It's supposed to be 41 degrees or something like that.
Right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the high today. Is
Yep.
41.
Half of what it was yesterday.
Yeah. We wonder why we're all friggin' wrinkly at 24 and
Right.
skin's all cracked.
Yep.
They're like, yeah, usually you island boys, you guys usually age pretty gracefully, but what happened to you, Brad? And Minnesota.
Can you sing the song?
What?
Island boy.
Because I'm an island boy. No,
I-
I don't want to be associated with those guys.
I
Thank
have
you.
never seen two people that I wanted to punch so bad.
Yeah.
Me and
No,
the island boys.
those island boy guys. They're so annoying. You're a different story.
They are. Yeah, I don't even know what island they're supposed to be from.
I don't know either.
New Jersey.
I do see that they kind of hop from Airbnb to Airbnb now. That's
Oh, really?
their thing.
I've
yeah.
never watched any of it.
I don't know that they have a permanent address, but every once in a while I'll search YouTube video of island boys getting their asses kicked, because it's
Yeah.
I like watching those, and it usually shows them getting kicked out of an Airbnb for some reason,
Nice.
They're just jerks, right?
Yeah, it's total overprivileged jerks. And who knew that they could make money off
Yeah,
of that?
I was
Just-
going to say, who pays them for this stuff?
So
That's-
now be careful what you say about that, because my mom God bless her, came up to me and said, "I have an idea."
Oh my god.
Then you wonder where I get it
That's
from.
where you get it from, yeah.
And her idea, she's going to be a TikTok star.
Well, there
Yeah.
you go.
She mentioned that to me yesterday when I came out to see Kevin.
And you said,
And I said, yeah, well, Bobby's all full of ideas. And she's like, no. She goes, I want to.
"Not me."
She was talking about wanting to give advice or something like that, or she had some stories to tell. And I said, well, yeah, you should do that.
Yeah, I think she should write a book.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that would be, I mean, because you have to have millions and millions and millions of followers to start making money.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it would take a long time. I think she should write a book because she does have some great stories. I think she should write a book, and then I could promote it through my store. We could promote it on here. We could promote it on Facebook, and get her to go around and talk a little bit about it. And
What I think, well, I mean, just doing this thing that I've been doing, and you guys have joined me doing, and writing books and stuff like that. It is extremely hard nowadays to market anything where somebody's got to sit longer than 2 minutes
Yeah.
to either read or listen to.
Yeah.
Sometimes we might get a lot of views on our shows, but it's, some people come in 30 seconds. Okay, I'm done.
Right.
On to the next thing.
Yeah.
These guys, there's a lull in there. So that's why when you look at TikTok and you look at the people that are influencers on there and making the influencer cash, they're doing ridiculous stuff to keep you.
Oh,
Right.
What are
yeah.
they going to do next?
Yeah.
and it's not like it's a 5 minutes every day thing. It's you got hours and hours, and then you have to
Right.
go through it, and
Yeah,
it's not all live. Like
Gotta
they
do
make
all
it
that
look. I mean, it's
editing and everything.
lots of editing.
yeah. I talked to an influencer on TikTok, and I asked him, I think, give me like, how did you get so many followers? And it wasn't somebody that did ridiculous things. It was just somebody played music like I did, and they constantly got viewers. And what they did was you gotta post constantly. And he
Right.
goes, hey, I'm walking down my hallway right now. Oh, now I'm in the bathroom taking a mighty shit, or now I'm making a cup of coffee, blah 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 blah.
It's all stupid stuff. But
Right.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, no.
somebody is following it.
Right. So, and I knew, like, my horror stories that I write, my short horror stories, if you notice, shit happens right away. I don't
Right.
fuck around with where you're at or
Yeah.
the history of the town like Stephen King does, all the way down to the founding fathers.
Right.
It's
It
just-
seemed to work for him though.
Yep.
Yeah, right. But I mean, when he wrote, it
color.
was for
The color of the gravel on the ground next
Right.
to where he's standing.
yeah, and
Yep.
the smell of it, and where, but it was a different readership back then,
Right.
and
It-
more
yes.
people and this is why I want to start doing audiobooks in my books, is because people are more apt to throw these on. They can go do what they want to
Yep.
do and
Right.
listen to a book. I'm
That's-
at that point now
That's
where
what I do at work.
yeah,
Almost every day I listen to some part of a book, and then I kind of space it out throughout the week to
Oh, yeah.
finish one.
I mean, that's how you've read my books, is
Mhm.
me
Yeah,
doing my
I
thing
didn't
on
read
YouTube.
anything. You read it to me.
You wrote a book?
Huh?
You wrote a book?
No, I just do it online.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty soon that'll be a thing where you won't even need to type a
Yeah,
book out.
you
You'll
won't
just
even need to just
Right.
read it online.
you just talk about it online.
Yep.
Chapter 1.
I'm
So
actually
I do got to tell you, so I don't have the numbers right now, but I'm on the library board.
Yeah.
And so every month we get a list of how many books are checked out and how many stuff.
Yep.
I mean, it's like 900 and some books a month.
Yep.
That get checked out of the library. I really
Really?
thought it'd
That
be less
many?
than that. Yeah.
wow.
But
That's
yeah, so there's a
cool.
lot. Yeah.
Thank you, Joan. She said I would buy your audiobooks.
Yes, she would.
I listen to audiobooks to and from work every day.
I listen to mine at work because I have one earbud in and I work, put my motors together, and listen to somebody talk to me.
And that's I do that too while I'm working. And when I got a busy day and I'm out in the field all the time, then I'm always listening to. I'm not listening to it in the van on the way to my job site.
Yeah.
Then I've got them on my earbuds and I'm walking out there in the ditches with them.
Usually that's my morning, and then by the afternoon I'm back to Spotify listening to some rare generic band nobody's ever heard of.
Oh,
Jessica says she'd buy your book too, or your audiobook.
aw, thanks,
See? You've already
Jessica.
got sales, man.
There you
You haven't
go.
done it yet.
Right? I heard I got more sales than I do with my hardcover books. Oh, speaking of which, the books did come in.
They,
Yeah. So
Do I actually get some of them?
yeah. So we gotta go through what you got, and then I'll figure that out, and then I'll bring over the ones
right,
that
cool.
don't. So
So that with books, speaking of that, so I bought 6 of those Wandermore books.
Yep.
For that guy that went to town. I've only got one left. I mean, he put it on his website saying that Winthrop Mercantile was selling them.
Yep.
I had people come in and go, "Hey, I heard that book is here," and then one lady bought a desk and a couple other things. And
Nice.
It was great. I mean, he did very good promoting his book and that we were selling it. Like I said, I bought 6. I only got one left, so I'm going to order some more.
wow,
Very nice.
Yeah.
I should just give up writing.
Why? Do you have any in my store for sale?
I did.
Yeah. Where are they now?
Donovan bought one, and Beth got one, and
Yep. You still have some in
That's
there?
all you put in
Huh?
there was
You
2
still
of
have
them?
some in there?
and where?
In my store?
No, I think they're all gone.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's the issue?
You sold all 2 of them.
Yeah, I sold all 2 of them. So
So maybe you should replenish.
yeah, I should. Yeah, I gotta have coin in the pocket to do that.
Well, I can buy them and then put them in my store for sale. That's what I did with Wandermore.
Yep. So, or you could order them. I could get you the author prices for them.
Okay. Yeah. We'll work on that. We'll get
All
some
right.
in there for sale. So if you want one of our buddies' books here, you come on down to Winthrop Mercantile.
Well,
And-
don't come down there yet, because you
Well, they're not there yet, but yeah,
Yeah,
once
yeah,
they're
yeah.
there,
Just
come
come
on
down.
down. We'll sell them for
Come
you.
down anyways.
Yeah, just come down anyway.
Yeah, you can come down anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a friendly crowd. I was speaking of which, I went out to Bobby's store yesterday morning, and I was texting Bobby of asking him. I said, "Hey, I heard our good friend Kevin is there." He just ignores me. Pretty much every time I text him, he just ignores me. He texts me, "I got to be Johnny on the spot." But I text him, "Hi, yeah, I tripped and fell, and I'm bleeding in a ditch. Is there any way you can come get me? Because I can hear coyotes in the distance." And then, you know what I hear from him? Crickets.
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 Yeah.
See,
I don't know why
Pimo
you
was
put up
broke
with me,
down.
man.
Pimo was broke down on the side of the road. You know who was Johnny on the spot?
Who?
Me.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
That's the reason he didn't call me.
Well, he didn't. I don't think he really knew you then.
Well.
No, he did.
I do.
Yeah, yeah. Probably not your number.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
But yeah, he actually knew you before I knew you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he helped
Yeah.
us out a lot with when we did our gala. We were raising money for kids with diabetes.
Okay.
He helped us out a lot with that. That was very appreciated.
You know what's really cool about the two of you?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You gonna get all sentimental and shit now?
No, it's gonna be really crude,
I was
probably.
just saying,
All
it's
right.
either that or the
Much
exact-
better.
No, what's really cool about the both of you is you guys both could be in a situation where you don't have a pot to piss in. But if somebody needs something, you guys fucking do whatever you can to fucking help them out. I've seen both of you guys do that.
because we've been there.
Well,
we know.
I mean, and not only
Exactly.
that, I've been one of those people that needed something, and you guys fucking did it. You know?
That's
So-
because we like you, you big lug.
Hey, that wasn't my knee you just touched.
We did like
We just passed PG-13.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I
here
see
comes
we
the
didn't get canceled last week
Yep.
from last week's conversation. So,
Might as
you
well
know,
keep pushing it.
Yeah, we gotta push that.
Actually, this is.
Don't do that. There's a war going on. You might give somebody some
Oh.
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're talking about audiobooks. Right now, I started to be back to the beginning with Richard Bachman.
Oh, which one?
The original one that was written under that name, Stephen King, but the original one was Rage,
Oh yeah,
and that is a messed up book.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
I think part of me thinks that that's the reason why he used that pseudonym was so that he could be a little.
Well, and this was before all, Columbine and all that
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
started. It was, I mean, that's back in, what was it, 77 or something when he wrote
Yeah.
those under that pseudonym. And the first one was Rage, and that's a messed up story.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty dark.
Yeah, well, and especially when you think about Columbine and all that other
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
it's if you read it today, it's a different story if you read it today than if you read it back when it was
Yeah.
published.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was watching them, rewatching the movie It Chapter
Mhm.
1, the new one that was done.
The
Yeah.
remake.
Yeah, and I was watching it with a friend of mine that he'd never seen it. So,
Okay.
You have other friends?
well, he's probably an acquaintance. Yeah.
Just checking. That was close.
But he was like, he's like, wow. He goes, yeah. He goes, I've never read the story. Book version while we were watching. I'm
Yeah.
one of those guys.
Yeah, great.
Oh, so the book is it does this instead. This version's different because chapter 23, page 426. So, but there was one of the things that I was worried about when the first one came out with Tim Curry in it.
Yep.
I wasn't too afraid of this scene from the book being in there, but when the new movie came out, the remake, it's like, oh shit, is he gonna put this in there? Because this Andy Muschietti was saying it's gonna be as close to the book,
Yep.
as possible.
Oh.
Well, in the book, these kids are trying to kill this entity that looks like a clown or whatever, and the only thing that's helping them defeat it is their closeness with each other.
Yep.
Well, then all of a sudden they come up with this ritual of Chud, is what it's called.
Yeah.
And what that is where they would all have sex with the one girl in their little losers club.
Really?
And so that's what they did. They went into their fort and each one of the boys had sex with Beverly
That was in the book?
in order to unite
I
them.
don't remember that part.
And I'm like, how are they going to do that? Those are all kids. Oh my
Right.
God, where are we going now?
Yeah, that's creepy.
So, so instead in the movie, what they did was they did the
Oh,
cutting ceremony where they cut each
Oh,
other's
yep.
palms and then did that. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay. Phew.
I don't know if cutting is much better, but it's
Yeah.
better.
I'm gonna have to listen. I'm gonna have to do the audio book again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that part.
yeah, the ritual of Chud.
We like blocked that out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This isn't happening.
this isn't happening. They're only 12 years old. Speaking of which, or speaking of movies,
Speaking of which,
speaking of the ritual of Chud, me and the boys, we'll be right back after this message.
It's a short message.
Yeah. Cut to Winter Mercantile commercial. No, I saw a really cool movie last night called Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling. And I think I wasted about a half hour of these guys. Just tell them the plot of half of the movie. But
Yeah, you wrecked it. I'm not even going to watch it now.
oh, I was totally
I know
worth
the
the watch.
ending.
I would go
don't
see it
need to
again.
watch it now.
Yeah, don't need
I,
to. Yeah.
I would actually probably buy this movie
Oh, yeah?
and watch it again and
Okay.
again. Yeah.
Nice.
So, but it's a science fiction movie. A friend of mine asked me if I wanted to go see it, and I was like, "What's it called?" And it was Project Hail Mary. I'm like, I don't really like football movies, So he's no, it's a sci-fi, and I'm like, oh, okay. Have a good day at work, Jessica.
Yeah, have a good day, Jessica.
And I'm gonna say that it's probably Ryan Gosling's best movie that he
Wow.
was in.
Very cool.
So there's a lot of a lot of stuff in there. It's not just sci-fi stuff for the sci-fi geeks, but there's some good suspense in there, some horror, some sci-fi, some laughs, some tears. You know.
You cried?
Kind of sounds like our show.
Right. That's true.
Oh boy.
So, with movies, what's your favorite Stephen King movie?
Favorite Stephen King movie?
Yeah.
Um.
Wow, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
And I have more to the question because I'm interested in people that read the books and then watch the movie. I hate doing that because it twists stuff, and I either like the movie or the book, and I don't want to mix them. You know what I mean? So do you have a favorite movie that you're like, well, is it better than the book?
Based on his books or ones that he actually did?
Either or.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to say that I liked the original It with Tim Curry.
Okay.
I thought that the remake was very well done.
Yeah,
Yes.
Very impressed. I bought them and stuff, but there was the book itself probably my favorite Stephen King book. The reason why I like it not so much was the horror, was the camaraderie in that book and how that carried through from childhood to adulthood, and it made me flash back to my childhood friends.
So how about Stand By Me then? Because that's a Stephen King, right? And
Yeah.
that was a good camaraderie.
Yeah, and I did enjoy that. In fact, the first time I saw it, I got a little choked up on it, especially at the end where he's talking about what happened to all his friends, you know.
Yep.
And
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank.
That's one of my favorite movies.
My favorite is The Stand.
Oh yeah.
I really.
Which
I don't know
version?
why. The first one.
TV version.
The TV,
Yeah.
the one that was made for TV.
Yeah.
Because I always thought it was almost like that's something that could happen.
Yeah.
Because a lot of his things, like, well, it's a ghost, it's whatever, but this one was like some disease goes and just takes everybody out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the apocalyptic
Right.
type thing. It's why I kind of got involved with the zombie genre there for a while, was because I think the first time I got introduced to zombies was Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
My mom took me to go see it at the drive-in theater,
Wow.
and Burnsville Center had just opened.
Wow.
Nice.
And
That's a wonderful, wonderful
Right?
mother and son movie.
right, take your little kid to. She took me to all the horror movies. That's why.
Hey, Kevin. Hi, Barb.
That's why I'm so messed up. Morning, Barbara.
Good morning.
Morning,
Beth-
Kevin.
Beth says all of the books have been better than the movies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
That's,
Well,
and I think a book is
they
more
are.
personal.
Oh yeah,
because
it's
you're imagining it, and
especially with Stephen King. I mean,
Yeah.
he's like I said earlier, he's going to describe the color of the rocks on the ground.
Right.
right, and the smell
Oh.
and the feel, and
Yeah,
You know what? There's another one that just recently came out of his called The Life of Chuck,
mm-hmm.
and it
Short story.
very good
The
movie.
book is.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen the movie, but
The
book is
movie-
incredible.
The movie follows the book to a T.
Really.
Yeah, and it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. It's got Mark Hamill is in it. He plays the grandpa. Oh,
really,
yeah, really great
Alright.
movie, and it's one of those feel good movies. It's not. There's no there's supernatural stuff in it,
Yeah.
but it's
Right,
not
yeah.
horror.
Speaking of Mark Hamill, do you know that he has played the Joker longer than anybody else ever?
Yep.
I just thought that was
Nice.
weird. I didn't know it was him doing it on the cartoon. You know, I'm like, oh, it is.
I think he retired after the one guy that did the voice for Batman had passed away.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because he did it on the Batman the animated series or
Right.
whatever.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, yeah, the life of Chuck.
the Life of Chuck.
What's that about? I don't think I've even.
So the way the book's written and the way the movie is, it's written in reverse. And it starts off with this teacher teaching a class, and everything's happening all across the world. There's sinkholes happening every earthquakes. It's the end of the world. And then next thing you know, all the power's out. and the roads aren't passable because of sinkholes. So he ends up having to walk home, and everybody's walking home and stuff. And everywhere he's seeing billboards that say, "Thanks, Chuck, for 35 great years."
Yep.
And he's like, "Who the hell's this Chuck guy that he gets all these billboards, you know?" And it's like, "Oh, because he's an island boy." No, so so then he gets home and he's watching the news and it's talking about, the radio waves or whatever are going down, so they're losing radio signals. And then the TV goes out, and he's divorced, and he calls his ex-wife, and she goes, "Oh, good, it's you." She goes, "I was hoping you were calling." And he's like, "Well, can I come over?" She's like, "Yeah." And so he's walking to her house, and there's images of this Chuck guy
In the
and
bus.
yeah, and it says, thanks for 35 great years, Chuck, congratulations or whatever. And then he gets to his ex-wife's house, and they're sitting in the backyard, and they're just watching the stars at night in her backyard. And then and they ask each other who this Chuck guy is or whatever. And then as they're watching the stars start blinking out of existence. And then he turns around and he goes, "I've always loved," and then end of the universe. And then second act, uh, this guy named Chuck. He's an adult, and he's on some business trip. He's walking through downtown, and there's a chick, a busker, playing the drums for coinage out on the street. And then he starts dancing to this beat, and then next thing you know, this crowd is gathering around, and then he pulls this girl out of the crowd, and they're dancing together or whatever. And then he stops because he gets this really bad headache, and then they go off with this gal that played drums after she gets done playing, and then she's like, "Oh, we should do this. We made a lot of money." And Chuck's like, "No, I got this life. I got a wife and kid at home and everything, and I can't do this. But thank you. It made me feel alive again." And then end of that one, and then it goes to the last act, and it's Chuck as a little boy, and his parents had died in a car crash, so he lives with his grandma and grandpa. And there's this locked room in his grandparents' house, and he tries to get in this room, and his grandpa won't let him. They tell him the floor is weak or whatever.
Yep, I forgot about that part.
Yep. And then we'll come to find out this room actually shows you the future.
Oh wow.
And the boy's grandma dies, and the grandpa gets really drunk, and he takes the keys from his grandpa, goes into this room, and in the middle of the room he sees this 35-year-old version of him dying of brain cancer. And there's a scene in the third act where his teacher says, talks about the or the Walt Whitman poem, that we all contain multitudes because all the people we meet in our lives. And the first act was everybody that Chuck had seen in his the 35 years of life, and the teacher and everything like that. They were all just scenes from the universe in his head, and everything was shutting down in his brain because he had a brain tumor, and he has died.
That seems too close to what my fear is. So
Maybe you actually read the book and don't remember it.
I don't know. So Brad, could you write a book about ladies going to a cute tea shop every day with a mystery going on, and the little ladies help figure it out? I have ideas. Now you know where I get it.
Yeah. Now your mom's gonna be calling me. "Hey, what are you doing this week?"
I got an idea.
I got this idea. We could talk about that later, Joan. Yes. All right, I'm gonna grab us some more coffee. You guys ready for more?
Yeah,
Sure. More coffee.
more coffee.
I like
always,
coffee.
always more coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so The Stand, like I said, I always thought that was a good one because it seemed like it's something that could happen.
Yep.
Like you're always hearing about. I mean, look at COVID. I mean, that if that would have been as bad as they said, I mean, it was bad enough, right?
Yeah.
But if it would have been as bad as they actually said it was going to be, that could have been like that. Where
Yeah.
there's just, and for the people that haven't seen it, it's there's some disease that comes out and there's like 3,000 people left in the whole United States, and
Yep.
and it's just kind of a weird concept because everything shuts down and there's no electricity because there's nobody to run the plants and there's no nothing and people got to kind of figure out how to live again and
Yep.
then you have your obvious good guys and bad guys and it gets biblical
Yeah.
in there where you have the devil and everybody goes, what was his name?
Randall Flagg.
Randall
Yeah.
Flagg. Yeah, Randall Flagg.
So there is kind of a sequel book to The Stand
really?
where Stephen King had released the rights to that book and allowed other authors to write short stories within that
Based off of
universe.
it? Really?
Oh wow.
And so it's called The End of the World or something like that. It's the end of the world as we know it.
The end of the
Oh,
world, we know it. There's
alright.
a song they played in it.
And so I sat on a waiting list for about 6 weeks so that I could listen to it. I got the audiobook. I checked it out at the library. Not impressed.
Oh
No?
really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, that's too bad.
There were of course there was a few really good ones in there.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, this is perfect. There's other ones in there. It's just like,
MOON, that spells book.
yep,
Yeah.
right.
I'm actually in about halfway through Stephen King's The Long Walk.
Oh yeah.
I started listening to it again. Like I said, I was listening to what's his name? Richard Bachman. I went back, figured, okay, these are all Stephen King's under his pseudonym, so I'm gonna go through in order.
So I didn't know
So-
that, so I'm gonna check that
Yeah,
out.
he did and if you read into it, so there's a book by Richard Bachman that's The Regulators, and then he was also writing a book under Stephen King at the exact same time. What's that? Desperation, and the two books coincide.
Oh wow.
And I haven't got to that one
Oh,
yet, so I'm
okay.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same
wanna
characters
see-
and yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And then there's another tie in there somewhere with Misery. So when the chick from Misery, when she was a kid and she was actually younger and she was actually killing these children,
Yep.
it's tied into another one of his books that is supposedly happening at the same time.
Oh wow.
So they go together, and there's a whole bunch of
Yeah,
stuff
it's like
that.
Dolores Claiborne and Rose Madder are two stories that happened at the same time
Yeah.
where both of them when they were young, well, when the woman was being abused by her husband and almost killed.
Yep.
Dolores Claiborne's daughter was being raped by her dad during this eclipse at the same time, and somehow they were linked at that exact
Yeah.
moment or whatever.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
Beth,
all
Beth
of it.
says that The Long Walk is one of her favorite books. So I've
Nice.
seen that when she's
I'm
read that a
about-
couple times.
I'm about halfway, a little over halfway through it right
She
now.
actually reads them though.
Yeah.
Have you guys read the Dark Tower series?
Not read.
I started to,
So
but I didn't really get into it. I'm
So-
hoping when the next time around
Yeah.
I actually get into it.
So the Dark Tower, like was it the Gunslinger's the first one,
Mm-hmm.
Drawing the Three, and then the Wastelands. So it talks about this gunslinger or whatever. So thinking, oh, this is an Old West story, but it's not.
Yep.
And then
Right.
he's jumping through all these different multiple universes.
Yep.
And all those multiple universes all coincide with all the Stephen King stories. And Stephen King is an actual character in the
That's
in the
right.
Dark Tower series
I remember hearing
because there's a part in there where the main characters, the heroes of the story, they have to go to Maine and kick Stephen King's ass because he stopped writing the Dark Tower.
No.
Oh.
And because Stephen King ended up in a cocaine alcoholic
Yeah.
rage, or whatever.
Right.
So they had to kick his ass in order to get him to write the story again because they're
to
like,
finish it.
yeah, because they said you have no idea if you don't finish the story, the Crimson King wins, and all of existence is toast.
Is that where the TV series Supernatural, is that where they stole it from?
Maybe
Because
Yeah,
don't
could
they
be.
have to do that in the
Yep.
series?
Yeah, I think so.
So what was
Yeah.
the one where they were on a plane? And this is the movie version because I'm not a big reader, but they're on a plane and the
The Langoliers.
Langoliers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of that where it's kind of isn't that what's happening there that the universe is going away
Yeah,
piece
they
by piece
will.
and
I think in that one they go into a different
They get-
timeline.
Yeah, they get caught in a time. It's not a time loop. It's so according to the story, time is linear,
Right.
And they get stuck in a moment where
that's what's
where
happening.
nothing
Yeah, where nothing
and-
exists.
and the natural order of things is once that time space is done and the rest of the world has moved on, then these Langoliers come and they eat that
Right.
time up.
Yep.
And they end up getting stuck there, and then these Langoliers are coming after them, so they're trying to get out before.
I had to watch that movie. I haven't read the book yet, but I've had to watch that movie like 4 times just to understand what the
I was
hell
just
was
gonna say
going
that I've
on.
watched it. I've had to
Oh
Yeah.
I
yeah.
don't understand. So watch it
Yep.
again. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A little bit more each time.
Yeah, The Library Policeman is another story out of the same book that the Langoliers came out of, and it was that I wish they
Is
would.
that the little boy with the I vaguely remember parts of it. Doesn't the little boy get raped in the bushes outside of the library? Maybe I'm thinking of a different one.
No, that's a different one.
Okay.
This one is about an actual being, an entity that's the library policeman,
Oh,
and it's a
don't
it's a
remember that one.
shape-shifting librarian,
all right.
and it basically feeds on the tears of little children,
Yeah.
kind of like Pennywise.
Yeah.
So, and she's called the library policeman. Evidently, that's all we got to talk about.
Yep, we're done. See you next week.
I don't have a lot to add. I don't really read. I wait for the
I-
movie to come out.
I didn't really read anything until it was probably 2 years ago when
Yeah.
I started working at this company. It was like, okay, I'm burnt out on all the music that I listen
Right.
to, and I
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
burnt out on listening to the music. I just wanted something different.
Right.
And I was like, oh, Brett's got all these stories that he puts on YouTube, so I started listening to those. And at that time, he was reading on Wednesdays.
Yep.
So on Thursday morning, I would go to YouTube and I would replay what he did the night before.
Okay.
And I just kept along with it. And then the last one that you have, Broken Bird, I started listening to that, and it's not in order on YouTube. None of it's in order, so I can't.
backwards?
Well, it did. Originally, there was 2 of them on there. I was like, I don't know which one I'm supposed to be listening to. Which one's first? I couldn't figure it out.
Because it should say what chapter it is.
It just gives you a number, and it gives you like one of 22 episodes.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, which one is which? Is this number 1 or is this number 22?
Right.
So I kept going back and forth, and I'm like, I've got like part of the story done, and I haven't even got to the beginning yet. So eventually I'll figure it out how to get it back in order, but
We can take a look at that after too.
yeah. So that's about 2 years ago I started doing that.
Yeah.
And now it's pretty much part of my daily routine. I'll find something to listen to, or whatever book I'm listening to, I'll continue on with it.
So if you get a library card here at the library,
Yep.
you can go on. Well, there's 2 apps that I use. One that I found out from you, but the one I was started using was called Libby, and you just register your library card there, and the gal at the library will even show you how to do that. And you can rent audiobooks just like you can rent a library book.
Oh, okay.
And I think you have 21 days to listen to it or whatever.
Yep.
I have listened to so many books in the last year because of that app.
Yeah.
And as long as our library has it, you can check it out.
Nice.
So you're limited there. Well, then he told me about Hoopla. There's another one where you can register your library card. You can watch TV shows, You can rent out movies.
Really?
You can rent out
it's kind of neat. Yeah.
graphic novels and other books. Even if our library doesn't have it, if they have it in their online catalog, which they seem to have just
Tons,
millions
yes.
of titles. You can rent them out, and then again you get them for 21 days.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Beth and I will do that if we're taking a long road trip or something. Like
Yeah.
we listened to the Little House on the Prairie series. We just went through
Mm.
all them because we were talking about it. We went past Sleepy Eye and stuff, and we're like talking about
Yeah.
it. And so we did that. And her favorite, I did a Bruce Springsteen autobiography book, and she loved that.
That's cool.
She was. I had to turn it up a little bit because she was snoring, but
gotta listen to the Ozzy Osbourne one.
so yeah, you told me that. That'll be next. I'll be listening to one of them.
That one I was in tears by the end of it,
Really?
because that last chapter, because he's reading his own book.
Ah,
Which,
jeez.
well, no, actually, it's because he had died before it was published.
Okay.
But so there's another guy. He's a British rugby announcer or whatever,
Okay.
and he's from the same area that Ozzy's from. So
Okay.
his accent
it
and everything
sounds
is
like
very
the
close.
dialect.
Yeah.
So you can't understand a word he's saying.
No, you can.
Oh, okay.
It's as if it's
He's got
Ozzy when
the-
he's sober.
The sober dialect.
So
Yeah.
I never understood that about Ozzy. I can understand every single word when he sings, but
Yeah.
when he talks, it's like you got to put it in slow motion and listen
Yeah.
really deeply. What is that?
Yeah. So yeah, it's because he's basically saying goodbye in that last chapter.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he talks about the song "Ordinary Man," that Elton John helped write,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and then I listened to that song while I was right after I got done with the book, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm not gonna cry over Ozzy, and I fucking started crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it. But
So I always thought it was weird. So I grew up. I was into country a lot more than anything else, and my best friend Chris in high school, he was more into Kiss and Ozzy and stuff like that. And he's actually the one that got me into Kiss. And I just thought I don't want to listen to Ozzy. He's a Satanist. He bites the heads off of bats, and all this stuff. And then as I got older, I listened. I'm like, the guy's got an amazing voice.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Holy crap,
Yeah.
he could sing, but it was all, my mother eats raw meat and I just, whatever. And I just thought it was that kind of thing. And
that was just his gimmick,
yeah,
you
Yeah.
know.
yeah. And it
And-
was,
And that's what people talked about,
Right,
just to
yeah.
put him down more so than,
Yeah.
But
it was I learned a lot from that autobiography because I didn't realize Lemmy had written a lot of his newer stuff.
they wrote songs together, quite a few.
Yeah.
oh, really?
He had the song Mama I'm Coming Home, and it
Mhm.
was basically a song to Sharon, and he had tried to kill her. Ozzy had tried to kill her or whatever, and then because he was all hopped up on whatever. And then he went to Lemmy's apartment. He said, "Oh, I'm having problems with these songs. I just got this one song, and this is all I got on there." He goes, "You think you could do something with it?" He goes, "Yeah." Well, he goes, "When do you want it?" Lemmy's like, "When do you want it?" And he's like, "Oh," I don't care." And he's like, "Wait, do you want me to write the fucking songs for you or what? When do you want it?" He goes, "Oh, okay, fine." He goes, I'll come and pick it up in a couple weeks. A couple of weeks? How long do you think it's going to take me to write these songs? He goes, "I don't know." He shows up there 2.5 hours later. Lemmy's got 5 different versions written of "Mama, I'm Coming Home."
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see what you think about this. And then I guess Lemmy was like a huge war fanatic. He was really into like war history.
okay.
World War
yeah.
II.
And so Ozzy had given him this book out of his library about World War II. He's, "Oh, hey, check this out. You could have this for helping me out with this song or whatever." And then when he came to pick up the songs, Lemmy hands him back the book. "Oh, it's fucking shit." He's like, "So in 2.5 hours, you wrote 5 songs,
And
5
read
versions
the
of
book.
songs, and you read this book."
Wow.
While smoking cigarettes, drinking Jack Daniels, and playing his gambling machine.
Right?
Yep.
And popping speed.
Yep.
Jeez.
He when he's got a cowboy hat on,
Mhm.
and he's got it down like he looks like Lemmy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. he doesn't have his beard, then he looks like Steve Perry.
Steve Perry.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, I signed Steve Perry's autograph
Right.
Oh,
several times.
I can't. You know what? I can't. The biggest news that shocked me wasn't the whole, which is sad. I don't want to admit this, but not the war in Iran, but Chuck Norris fucking
Yeah.
died.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
I was like, what? I was speechless when I heard that he died. I'm like, no.
I heard he beat up the Grim Reaper because he was late.
Well, I was trying to find something to post about it that was like kind of befitting of him.
Yep.
And I found a video of somebody asking him about the Chuck Norris jokes.
Yeah.
An interview or whatever. He goes, "Is that true that when you do push-ups, you're not pushing yourself up, but you're pushing the earth down?" And Chuck's like, "That's absolutely right." And he's talking about the story about this tiger or whatever, that a picture that he had of him sitting
Right.
next to a tiger petting it. He goes, "Yeah, I was sitting there, and I walked up to the tiger really slowly, and I was petting it, and all of a sudden there was this real low growl, this "Rrrr." And the trainer came up and goes, "Okay, now get up and just back away really slowly." He goes, so the lion got up and backed away from me really slowly.
Well, he was in the Untouchable. Is it Untouchable?
Expendables.
Expendables.
Yeah.
He was in that, and
Yeah.
he said, "Well, Stallone is like, I hear you got bit by a cobra," and he goes, "Yeah, and after 5 hours of excruciating pain, the cobra died." So, and he doesn't know where that started,
No.
because they were
Yeah.
asking him how did that start, and he's like, "I have no idea. It just started going, so I run with it."
Just playing along with it.
Yeah.
Well, I remember you could go to the Google search page, and you could put where in the world is Chuck Norris?
Yeah.
And Google will answer back, "You don't find Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris finds you."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Remember when you used to walk through like Shopko and Walmart, and they had the posters, and you could look at the posters. There
Yep.
was one of them that had a whole bunch of, I remember a whole bunch of Chuck Norris memes
All the
like that.
Yeah.
one-liners. Nice.
Yeah, it's funny. You get T-shirts that said it, and
Yeah. I watched all his movies when I was a kid,
yeah.
Mhm.
So did I.
and then I watched the Chuck Norris cartoon that he had.
Yep. We
Yeah.
had a cartoon.
And stuff like that. I had the Chuck Norris action figure and all that other stuff, and his action team.
His what was the first one he did? Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
That was like my favorite movie when I was a kid.
I saw a picture of Chuck Norris carrying his own casket.
I saw that too, and on the bottom it says, "I'll take care of this," or "I'll handle this." Yeah.
Oh, so speaking of which,
Casket?
you've lost a friend
Caskets.
in the last week.
Yeah, Wednesday morning. A friend of mine, Dave, he was fighting leukemia. He grew up here, Minnesota, a little bit older than us. He was the lead singer of Minnesota's band Crow. They started, I believe they started in '67 when they
Wow.
originated the band. Originally, it was called South 40, and then they
Oh.
switched to Crow,
Okay.
and they probably one of the most radio played songs would be Evil Woman, which is a great story. But Evil Woman was probably, I think it topped at 19 on the U.S.
Oh, wow.
billboards. So when in the late 60s, like 68 or 69, they were on tour with Black Sabbath.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're out on tour, the U.S. and Canadian tour. So they're out on tour with Black Sabbath, and every time they would get up to do their shows, they would play that song, Evil Woman. So as they're playing that, the band, and I can't remember if it was Geezer Butler, or if it was Bill Ward, but one of them really loved the song, and they kept talking about it. So in 1970, when they released Black Sabbath, they did a cover of that. So it's on that album.
Oh wow.
The
Oh.
cover of that song is on that
Holy
album.
cow.
That's
So
awesome.
That
Wow.
was
Yeah.
huge for those guys. But yeah, that was, their big one, and was Evil Woman, and then also radio play would be probably the song Cottage Cheese, and then even less than that, still radio play was Don't You Try to Lay Down Boogie Woogie Down on the King of Rock and Roll. So, but they traveled all over the place. They
Wow.
all over the country.
So
you
when
know.
did they change it from South 40 to Crow?
I believe that was right at the beginning. I think
Okay.
they started out as South 40, and I think that was before. I think it was before Dave was part of it.
Oh,
Then
okay.
they brought in Dave to start singing, and then eventually they changed the name to Crow.
Oh, okay.
So, but so another tangent. So back in the late 60s, early 70s, they're on tour in US, North American tour, Canada. They're touring with Iron Butterfly,
Wow.
Montrose, and
Jeez.
who was the other one? There was a couple other ones that it was a big tour, but they're traveling all
That'll
over
be
the
us
US.
someday,
Yeah.
buddy.
Someday.
Someday. Traveling around all the US and everything. They get to Canada and they start doing their shows in Canada, and they came on just before Iron Butterfly, which was their headliner.
Yep.
So Iron Butterfly comes on, and the entire audience is yelling "Crow." They're
Oh,
chanting
man.
"Crow." So Iron Butterfly decided they didn't want him on the tour anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
So
sure.
they
man.
come out and they're in Canada. They're touring with these guys, so they're all together on multiple buses.
Yep.
But it's all the record company's buses, you know.
Right.
So they kick them off the tour. They're stuck in Canada with no way to get home with all their equipment.
Oh, jeez.
So Dave's mom had to send them money to get back home. So they took a bus back home. They get back home. All their equipment's still there. So they got to send somebody else to go get their
Oh, my
equipment and bring it
gosh.
back. So he said on that tour they lost a shit ton of money because it
Oh, I
cost
bet.
them so much to get back
Wow.
home. And it was like, all right, that's
But
pretty
yeah, but
cool.
how many people can say, well, we got kicked off of a
Yep,
tour because
exactly.
we were more popular than Iron
Right.
Butterfly?
Yep.
Wasn't that was kind of what happened between Rick James and Prince too? Was
Right. Yep.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Rick James did not like Prince.
no.
He
Right.
was too flamboyant. There was
Yeah.
a few artists there that he said that about.
Yeah.
He didn't like that. So, but later, years gone past, I follow Crow around all over the place. So they have this girl that sings with them, tiny little scrawny girl, just super long dark hair. So she's up there singing with them. I'm watching the shows, and I have our neighbors. They introduce us to their friends. Like, oh, we're gonna go have a party at this guy's house, and another guy shows up. His name is Jeff. He shows up. A couple years after that, they're all telling me about this band. You got to go see them. They're incredible. They're just so much fun. And Jeff does all their videography for them, records all the shows and everything. And I was like, oh, cool. Let's go check them out. And we're both contacting each other. And I tell him, I said, my friends in Crow are going to be at Scoops on this day. And he goes, well, I'll be there. That's who my girlfriend sings with. And I was like,
Oh,
what?
jeez.
So when we go to the show, we all go together as a group, and here it is. That's his
That's the same
girlfriend.
group.
That's in
Oh,
there.
Wow.
Her name is Mel. Melody Gilbert. She has passed away, but it was like, okay, small world. So after years of me following around Mel and that band, so she did a rendition of Janis Joplin's.
Oh.
And she would do this rendition of it, and I actually got on the back of my neck, I have the words freedom or the word freedom tattooed on the back of my neck because of her rendition of Janis Joplin.
Oh, nice.
So it was kind of a heard her do it so many times, and I was like, she just does it incredible. So I had that tattooed on the back of my neck, and then years later she passed away. But it was like, all right, it's small world. Everything
Yeah,
just
no
kind of
kidding.
drops together, and
Wow.
that was pretty cool. But yeah, Dave passed away on Wednesday, fighting leukemia. I think it's been like 3 years.
Wow.
I'm not sure if they're gonna do something here for him because he grew up here, him and his wife and their kids, but they live in Apache Junction, Arizona.
Oh, sure.
They had moved down there. Her health
What was his last
issues.
name?
Wagner.
Wagner.
Yep. So,
Wow.
Huh. You know, it's weird. How many people from that band do you think are left alive?
well, there's so many different renditions of it
Yeah.
that had came throughout the years.
Sure.
I think Mel and Dave are the only two that have passed away
Oh,
out
okay.
of
Oh, wow.
the originals. So they're, I think it's Kink, Metal Mist was there. He played the Hammond.
Okay.
He played the Hammond for them. He was also a member of the Castaways.
Okay.
Oh.
So another late '60s band.
Yep. Yep.
A friend of mine who I was in a band with, he was our drummer. He just had a heart attack a couple of weeks ago, and he's in rehab now with Mayo doing for his sternum because they cracked his sternum, giving him
shit.
CPR.
Wow.
Damn.
But then he like tells me, he's like, yeah, he goes, he was in a band called the Epicureans back in the day, and they were hailed as Minnesota's version of the Beatles.
Oh, wow.
But they were all from Fairmont area or whatever.
Yep.
And actually, some of their spin-off of them are Murphys. So they're the Murphy brothers or whatever was the thing after them. But anyway, and he's like, yeah, he goes, I'm the last one alive, and I almost died.
geez.
And I'm like, holy shit. And I go, well, there was a band I was in called Bent Penny, and we were kind of a industrial goth type of band. It was all original stuff. It was all songs I wrote, whatever. And there was about 5 of us in that band.
A goth band.
Yeah.
Did you have to wear all white?
Well, like all of our songs were songs that I had written, and then it was lyrics that I'd written when I was a teenager, so really depressing shit, and the world's like
Yep.
an end type of stuff. But
You?
yeah,
You wrote that? Wow.
but we could never get a song down. We would get one down, and then we'd have a break, and everybody would just either just start taking a shit ton of drugs. My thing was I had a mini Wapatu, which was basically an empty gallon of the water jugs.
Yep.
And then I would just throw a bunch of different types of booze in it, and we would drink it. I'd drink it. And then we'd be so wasted, and we'd get back together again to play the song that we had nailed down. Fucking God. So, but as
So
of
that practice didn't work
yeah,
out.
Yeah.
so as of 3 years ago, I'm the last surviving.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Remember that band? Everybody else died. The last one that was alive used to go hunting with me every year, and he got cancer, and he just passed away. He was their drummer,
Damn.
the
Wow.
band Grant. Yeah.
So speaking of drummers, that band I was talking about, Crow, they
Yeah.
have their drummer, Norm Steffen. Incredible drummer. He was like really cool.
Almost
He's,
as good as Bobby.
almost as good as Bobby.
Oh, Jesus. No.
But he, so when Corey Stevens comes to town, if he's playing anywhere here in town or Wisconsin, Iowa, he calls Norm to drum for him.
Oh,
So
cool.
when they're in town, Norm's their drummer. Norm's super cool. But so me and Renee were at the A-Bait rally, Minnesota's A-Bait rally,
Mhm.
and Corey Stevens is playing there. So I knew Norm was going to be there, and like we have to go stay, spend the weekend there. We get up there, and I go over to where the bar is, and I grab the flat off of their off of the bottles. They got the back flap that goes on there. So I grab one of those and I write on it, Norm, I want to have your babies. So me and Renee go up and we're standing in the audience and we're both holding the sign up, passing it back and forth between the two of us. And Corey Stevens up there, they just finish a song and he steps up and he looks and he goes, "Hey, Norm, I think you have a couple of fans out there."
Or something.
Yep.
Well, I thought it'd be appropriate if we go out with a song from Crow.
Awesome.
That's
Oh, yeah.
cool.
Yep.
The one you were talking about, Evil Woman.
Yep.
So I think we'll go out on that.
Yes.
That was a great discussion today.
It was,
you
yes.
guys.
And thank you, all of you, for joining us.
So yeah, thank you guys very much for joining us. Thanks for participating in the conversation. Joan, thanks for now I have a second Bobby in my life.
Right, right. And we promise that next week he will have something ready for your book. we promise. So.
I don't know if Bobby will be here next week, but he might just be behind the camera, just working the board.
Hey, tech guy, shut up and get over
Yep.
here.
Yeah. Tech boy, get me some coffee.
Yep.
Oh, geez.
You're not
So-
allowed to talk us into doing stuff
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. Go make us a sandwich. So probably next week we'll probably have an update on if there is any on the Makers Fair
Right. Yep.
and anything else. So, but thanks for sharing about your friend Dave.
Yeah.
Yes.
For
and
sure.
stuff like that. And thank you guys for coming and sharing every Sunday morning with me.
Hell
So
yeah.
it's awesome.
Absolutely.
So I really like what coffee with friends has morphed into. It's a good
Absolutely.
thing.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Have a great week. And don't ever believe what he says. So we're going to go out with Evil Woman by Crow. Have a great week.